Okay. I just talked for 3 minutes or however long it was until my camera shut off because I wasn't recording. I was saying, opportunity, a tear came down my face. Finally, I was able to release a tear. I've been having a lot of issues with, the whole structure getting totally screwed up, attempting to do pole wrong technique when I first started, which is like 10 months ago. 11 months. I'm getting up on my, but I didn't even have a pole in my house until a couple months back. But anyway, my point is I'm starting at a point of like all these injured structures across here. Got the TMJ thing going on. Got to try to rip a jaw, do this, do that. I got atrophy all the way down the back for many, many years, and I'm hairdressing. So I'm like this, and I'm pivoting my arm on an invisible point in the air, which is causing all kind of weird dumb shit in here and over here. And then I'm squeezing real hard with my fingers as I'm pulling up on the hair. And then I'm going choppy, choppy, choppy with this arm. It set me up, right? So to have, because it's all fucked up. So I start going to see her, Mama Pole. Her name is Mama Pole in the pole world, which is a very small world. And people all over, they know her. And she's like Michelle Stanek or whatever her name. I mean, just like these little names. It's like these big women in the pole world. So, okay. They call her Mama. And I didn't know this until about my third lesson with her, where she requested I do something. And I said, yes, Mama. And she said, that's what they call me in the pole world. I'm known as Mama Pole. And I didn't notice it on her Instagram when I met her. It said Mama Pole, CT, was Connecticut. And I was like, And the reason that it popped out of my mouth so easily was because her energy is Mama. I mean, she just brings it. She's 9 years older than me. She could have been younger than me, and I still would have called her Mama. Because it was the energy she brought. She is a good mama. She's a good mama lion. She's that mother bird that kicks that baby out of the nest. But doesn't just stand there and go, while they're falling, flies under the baby bird and helps them bump, 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 tries to help them if they can, bump them, get them to the water. Lenny and I were watching a documentary last night. There's these seabirds. They're the color of penguins, and they look like penguins when they swim under the water, but they can also fly in the sky. So these birds can fly. But they dive deep, like 200 feet down to get these, whatever they're getting, fishies, for their babies. But they have 50 days to raise these babies on these cliff sides in the Arctic. When the snow melts, the ice melts on the ocean, they come in and they have to help their babies make it to the water. They push them on, they go, go, and then there's baby foxes or mama foxes on the ground. If the babies don't make it to the sea, bloop, they grab them up and take them to their babies. But anyway, my point is, the power that this mother holds, this Mama Pole. I cannot do things at home. I physically am unable to do things here that I can do while she's there observing me. And I told her it's the act of you observing me that's enabling me to do this, because the observer actually impacts the observed. This has been scientifically proven somewhere. Well, where's your links, Karen? I don't know. It's out there. It's just the whole theory of, and I don't know how they figured it out, because it's like, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound if there's no one there to hear it? Well, if you put a camera in, well, then that's the observer. Like, you'll never know, What is my point? Let me pause it and think about this for a second. Okay, my point is that my imprint of mother is those things. She'll push you out of the nest, but she'll help you get to the sea because she loves you and she doesn't want you to frickin' die because you're weak and pathetic and can't do it. It doesn't matter how you feel. She's going to push you out of the nest. Okay. My imprint was arrogant cunt. How dare you not be perfect? How dare you cry? How dare you have an emotional moment? How dare you feel disappointed? How dare you? When I adopted you, I was told you were a blank slate. And if I raised you, you would be exactly like me. So clearly it's on you, Karen, that you're not identical to me, Geneva Berger, who paid money for a blank slate. That encompasses my imprint of mother, and also the churchianity. Where honor thy father and mother so that your days shall be long on this earth, or whatever the phrase is. When your mother insults, degrades, and beats you down emotionally and psychologically and every way, your entire upbringing. And then, like, this is what happened to me. I ditched her finally at age like 28 when she said a horrific thing to me. And I was just like, Jesus, in the name of Jesus, I can't believe he just said that to me. I cut her off. And now, 20 plus years later, I meet a mom figure. Though this is after meeting the biological mother who really fucked me over so hard that my husband put me on suicide watch. And I'm like, don't worry about it, I'm okay. Even though I'm sobbing and I'm absolutely destroyed in every way. And then my kids went along and were like, no, she's fine, she's fine. And they totally didn't get it. God help them. They're okay now. So my imprint of mama, was, oh shit, if I don't please this woman, I'm going to be rejected. And I'm going to reject myself. And I'm a fucking loser. So, bring us to the point where I'm in practice with this wonderful instructor who has that mom energy, which is, it's a good feeling. Because I did feel safe with my mom. I mean, physically safe. I knew that I was sheltered, house, food, clothing, warmth, whatever. I didn't have air conditioning in the summer, but whatever. You know, it was, I knew if she said, I'll be there at 4 o'clock to pick you up, she will be there at 4 o'clock to pick you up. My parents never left me. Like, I hear kids saying that their parents left them and they were supposed to pick them up from school and never showed up. And shit. That never happened to me, okay? I had a very structured, but at the same time, so I did have that safety. So I'm feeling this. I'm safe with this woman. She knows what she's doing. She's got that mom energy, which is wonderful. But it came along with the entire package of Geneva Berger was placed on top of this unsuspecting pole instructor. God bless her heart, who is fully aware of all these psychological things, but she just ain't got fucking time for that. If you got a psychologist, go see him or her or whatever. But we're here to do pole. And then she's not like, she's tough, and then she's trying to read your energy a little bit, like, because she doesn't want to be soft. But then if she feels a little bit like, if she gets that blank stare from me, like, oh, then she's like, oh. Then she backs up a little bit. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let's scrap that. Let's just do something else. And because I'm trying to do something over and over and I can't do it. She's like, what do you mean? Why can't you do it? Because just do your arm like this. Just do it like this. And why can't? And I'm going, I don't know, Judy. And she's like, oh. And then all of a sudden she realizes that I'm actually upset and that the poker face is what it is, a poker face. And then she's like, which is the face that my mother used to say, get that look off your face. It's very fucked up that 60 years later, or almost, I'm going, like at this woman's house on her pole while she's sitting, like, she's not going to pull a gun and just be like, bam, Karen, you're fucking out of here, you know? But I'm like, like, the fear level of disappointing her is so high. It's outrageously high. It's pathological. And I'm here trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. So then she says, now look, this was yesterday. She said, I want you to do this. She says, I want you to walk. Just walk. I want you to just walk. But I want you to engage your lat because you're just not. And I'm like, I know, right? Why did we go on all these months with it? Because she didn't realize. Because I was fucking faking it. I was good at faking it. But you can see if you're not doing it quite right. She's like, no, you're still hanging. You're still hanging. Which is why everything's fucked up. She says, just walk around the pole like this. Engage your lat. She says, don't hang. I want you to walk. Walk, 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 walk. Then she wants me to do a dip spin, which is you have to dip as you're going. I never, like, okay. And then she wants me to do this. Well. And then she wanted me to do this other thing where you grab the pole and spin around, which I should have demonstrated, but I can't because it hurt my arm. So then, and she's like, no, not like that. Anyway, and I was just like, I mean, part of me wanted to burst into tears, you know, because it hurt. When I did that spin on the floor, you just spin on the floor, and it was like, it went rip. And that was the good side. So I was like, God damn, I came home. I've been in mortal pain ever since. And I'm going, oh my God, oh God, oh God. It hurts now. It's all tore up. My neck is going crinkety, 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 and I'm just going, Jesus, is this a thing? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me. This morning as I was talking to Lenny, and he's probably thinking, God, I wish he'd shut the fuck up. Because he's probably sick of hearing it. And I'm sick of hearing it coming out of my mouth. So I realized that my physical problems are 100% psychological. And that I'm not saying that the pain's not real and that the structures aren't screwed up. They are. What I'm saying is it's originating because my psychology is fucked up. It is causing my body to have improper sequencing of muscle firing and movement because I'm doing strategies that are not healthy, but that worked when I was younger to make my nervous system feel safe. When I was younger, it did not cause pain or inflammation or anything like that because everything was fresh and new and lubricated and everything was fine. So I would continue to do these improper, it's like a hunching, like any animal will do when they're trying to protect their neck. You know, anything. So it was a hunching, and it was also having to do hair, so that was part of it. I'm doing hair. I'm doing all this pulling, I'm painting, I got my arms up. So it's like so you eventually rest while you're doing hair. You just let your head sink down into your body. Very bad. But so those two things combined caused this lifelong slow burn of complete fucked upness up here, completely. And then, of course, the hips are involved because it's all involved. You give birth, you throw your hips. You look great, Karen. We see you on the pole. You're walking around, you look fabulous. Your body's awesome. I know it looks like that. I get what it looks like. I see myself, I'm going, that looked great, that looked dumb, that looked great, that looked funny, that looked good, that looked silly, and that looked great. I see it. I see what you're seeing. I appreciate all the praise and woohoo, Karen, but I'm telling you, this is a psychological fucking disease. If I don't fix this, this is not going to fix. And as I realized that this morning, I texted Judy. I told her, my instructor, I said, this is more psychological than it is physical. I mean, it's just as much as it is physical. I got to fix this, or this ain't going to fix. It hit me, and I said to Lenny, I don't know how. And then I stood there in the dining room, and I started crying, and I'm going, I feel it. I feel that inside of myself somewhere is like a little door with a nightmare behind it that has something to do with my adopted mom. And I said, did she do something to me that I can't? I don't think so. I don't think she did any one specific thing. I think I have to reconcile feeling enraged and also loving her. See, that hurt. Ooh. I have to accept that. And I see a lot of people are going through this. We've got to accept. Is that it? Is that the door? I don't know. I don't know yet. Walk with me through it, though. Hang around. I don't know. Look, I've already been talking for 13 minutes. Can I accept, with the program of churchianity, of honor thy parents and blah, 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 can I accept the level of rage that I have about what she did and allowed to happen to me, and also love her? And it's like it's unconditional love. Like I love her so much, it's killing me that I've not been able to talk to her in all these. It's literally fucking killing me inside. Radical acceptance, right? Is that what we got to do? Radical acceptance. Yes, I can be, but how? I don't know. I'm going to try. Because if I don't, this is never, ever going to fix. None of this stuff. The only way I can really tell if anything is working is to do pole. Because I'm forced, because I don't have good self-discipline. I'm not going to do little certain exercises or CrossFit training. Now, I have to have a goal where I can see something artistic, or I'm not going to do it. It's that simple. I don't have the wherewithal. I just don't. It has to be pole because I can see it. I can see the progress. I can see something me and my daughter have in common. I can see my children being encouraged by what I'm doing. And if it wasn't pole, I mean, I could probably find something up. But it's got to be dance. It has to be some type of movement. I have to be able to, because the programming was, you're little, you're geeky, you're stupid, you're unfeminine, you're a loser. It's hilarious for you to think that you could be beautiful or move in a pretty way or be graceful. And that's the program that the inner dancer in me is fighting it and saying no. My biological mother was a dancer. My biological father was a dancer and a singer and went to Juilliard for piano. This is my genetic makeup, and it was taken from me, and it was said, no, you are not who you are. This is deep. It's the hardest thing I've ever faced, and it sounds, if I told this to my mother, Jenny Berger, she would be like, you're so stupid, Karen. Why would you think you had anything to do with those people? You never even met them. You don't know anything about, yes, I did. I met them. I saw my biological mother cutting hair with these things called peanut clippers. I've never seen anybody in the world cut hair with peanut clippers except for me. Now, my adopted mother was brainwashed into believing that babies are blank slates and that I should carry none of my genetic qualities with me. Well, then why did she put me in piano lessons? Because on my paperwork, it said that my mother played piano. She didn't. They mixed up all the facts. Why did they do that if they thought I was a blank slate? Because deep down behind that programming, they knew that genetics play a part in interests or particular talents. Walk through it with me if you want. I'm going to keep going.